Hi guys, welcome to session 5 of the Mindful Minutes program. Were you able to find some time throughout your week last week to become still? Maybe you meditated for a couple of minutes? That would be awesome. If you didn't, that's totally fine as well. Remember that during this program, the purpose of it is to give you some tools for your tool belt. Things like being still, things like breathing, things like changing your thoughts and caring for your body. And because we use these concepts and thoughts in this program, you become more aware of them and they end up being little tools that you can put in your tool belt that you can use in times where you feel like they're going to help support you. And that's what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is being aware in this present moment and then having tools to support you in this present moment if it feels a little bit overwhelming or if you feel like you need a little bit of extra help. So instead of having to reach out for help all the time, we end up having help that we can access from ourselves, which is really powerful. It's so powerful that when you're in a situation where you feel overwhelmed or anxious, that you have tools to help support you in those times. So I hope that they've been helpful. And today, our focus is talking about our bag of feelings. What do I mean by that? I'm sure that you can appreciate that there are lots and lots and lots of feelings that we feel every single day, right? So many that it's hard to even mention them. I want you to start thinking about the feelings that dominate a lot of your life. What are some feelings that you tend to feel very, very often? In fact, let's jot these down. So grab a hold of your journal, open it up and pop today's date on it for me, please. And I want you to list a small handful of feelings that you feel like are very, very frequent in your life. You feel them all the time. They're very, very strong and dominant in your life. Maybe you're a really happy, joyful person. Maybe you feel the feeling of laughter all the time. Maybe the feeling of anger comes forward a lot of the time. You find that when you react to something, it turns out being angry straight away. Maybe sometimes you feel really overwhelmed by the feeling of anxiety or you feel anxious a lot of the time. Maybe the feeling of fear comes into your life a lot of the time. What are some feelings that are really, really strong? You list them down. And then when you've listed just a small handful, it might be 1, it might be 3 or 5 or 2, whatever, you can close your books and pop them away. And the purpose of writing down is when we write down these feelings, we connect to the feeling a lot more. We realize it, we become more aware of it. So you've popped the books away, but now think about those feelings and think about how much energy you give them. Now, the first thing to realize is lots of these strong feelings come for a reason. So if you're feeling feelings of anger or fear or anxiety all of the time, then there's a reason why these feelings are coming. And what we need to make sure is that we're reaching out for support and getting help during these times to make sure that we do feel safe and we don't feel overwhelmed by anxiety. But I'm hoping that the tools that I give you during this session will help support you, even if it's just a little bit during these times, so you don't feel so overwhelmed by these feelings. Okay guys, so you've got your bag of feelings. Remember last session, I was speaking about thinking about feelings like they're items of clothing, like they're a coat, right? So imagine this, you open up your wardrobe, you've got a whole row of coat hangers, and on them are all different coloured coats. And all of the coats represent a different feeling or a different emotion. Now, when we wake up in the morning and we open our wardrobe, we can choose which emotion we put on first thing to start our day off. Now, if we jump out of our bed and get dressed, and the emotion or the jacket we choose to wear is that of being angry or frustrated, not happy with the world, then chances are that emotion is going to spend a lot of time with you that day. You've put the coat on, you're wearing it. If you open up that wardrobe first thing in the morning and you choose to wear the jacket that straight away says anxiety, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, then that feeling is going to be very strong throughout the day, and you're going to find that you're in lots of situations that trigger that feeling, and it sticks around for a really long time. If you choose to open the wardrobe and maybe put on the optimistic jacket, or the jacket where you're open, you're open, you're not feeling closed, you're open to laughing, you're open to meeting someone new, you're open to trying something new, then chances are throughout that day, you're going to have lots of opportunities to explore that feeling, that emotion of being open to exploring. Yeah? Now, throughout the day, you're going to put lots of coats on and take lots of coats off. But what I encourage you to do is realize when you're in a feeling that feels really strong, that feels really dominant, that feels like it's taking over your whole body, how can you maybe not give that feeling so much energy so it doesn't take up so much of your mind and so much of your space and so much of your day? Because when we are really controlled by a big emotion, lots of things that happen in our lives we don't even see, we don't even hear, we don't even experience, because we're too busy being so controlled by this big emotion. When we don't allow these feelings to take over us all of the time, we get to experience new exciting things. We hear things with different ears. We see things that we've never seen before, because we're not consumed, we're not controlled by this big feeling. So, what jacket are you wearing right now? What feeling or emotion is really controlling you right now? That's the first question I ask you. So you can answer that in your mind. Have a check-in. Okay. Now, what would happen if you took off half of that jacket, or even a sleeve of that jacket? What would happen? Would it be okay? Would you still be safe? Would you still be okay? And what I'm inviting you to do is maybe give that feeling a little less energy. If it's a feeling that you don't really want to be in all day long, if it's a positive feeling, if it's a feeling of happiness or joyfulness or excitement, stay in that feeling. Keep that jacket on. That's a really great feeling to be wearing all day. But if it's a feeling that doesn't feel so great, what can you do to take a bit of the pressure off? How can you make that feeling not be so strong anymore? Can you take a sleeve out of that jacket and realize maybe there's other feelings that could creep in that could make you feel a little more happy, a little more positive, or be able to get through the day a little easier? What do you say? So today we're just going to connect with our feelings, and we're going to realize that our feelings and our thoughts have a lot of power, but we too have the same amount of power back to not let them control us so much. So can you rest your right palm on your belly and your left palm on your heart? And you close down your eyes. I just want you to take 3 big belly breaths in and out in your own time. Off you go. Breathe in, fill up your whole chest and diaphragm. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, guys, let's become mindful right now of our feelings. And I want you to check in with what your body and your mind is telling you right now about the way that you feel. What feeling is really controlling you right now? And just kind of be aware of it. Just realize what it is. Don't panic about it. Don't attach to it or latch onto it. Just be aware. Today or right now, I am feeling, and answer that question for yourself. Okay, now I want you to think about a feeling or an emotion that you would like to add to this one. One that maybe allows you to feel a little more joyful or a little more excited or a little more present or just okay. What's another feeling that you can add to this feeling that you're feeling? One that makes you feel good. One that isn't heavy or isn't overwhelming. Good. And now I want you to set yourself a little intention for the day. I choose to allow this feeling, and then put in there the feeling that you chose. So if your feeling was happiness, I choose to allow happiness to be a part of my day today. I choose to allow happiness to be a part of my day today. I choose to allow happiness to be a part of my day today. Good, and blink open your eyes. Well done, everybody. Beautiful work. I hope that you can allow that extra feeling to be a part of your day today. And I hope that if there's opportunity for you to take off a jacket of a feeling that doesn't feel so great that you've had enough of, that you also have the opportunity to do that. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.